Well, we got one of the animated series announced. Now we're just waiting for the other. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, guys. Clan Brandalorian. My name is Brandon. As always, if you're into anything in the Star Wars universe, whether that's lore, theories, Funko, and Lego, go ahead and consider subscribing. You can always change your mind later. At Star Wars Celebration Japan, day one, we found out that Maul Shadow Lord will be the name of the next Star Wars animated series coming to us in 2026. And there were rumors that there were two animated series, so this being the first one leaves me up for the second one. And shout out to Nika Futterman for saying that we're going to get 3 installments of Asajj Ventress. The first one being her in Bad Batch when she came back and helped Omega, kind of gave her a little bit of training, and the second time will be in Tales of the Underworld, sharing that series with Cad Bane. Most of the attendees at Star Wars Celebration were able to see one episode of Asajj Ventress's arc there for the series, and that leads me up to number 3, The Path. So this is something I've been talking about for almost 2 years now, ever since the Kenobi series. And this story will take place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. This is going to be about Jedi Master Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress, basically working the Underground Railroad in the Star Wars universe, smuggling Force sensitives and keeping them safe from the Empire, the children, and the families. And a spoiler warning here, we do know that Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan Kenobi will be in the episode of Tales of the Underworld. Apparently, we're going to get a little sneak peek from this book right here, Dark Disciple, where Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress team up to take down Count Dooku. And of course, like most know, Asajj Ventress dies at the end of the novel, and Quinlan Vos lays her to rest. So apparently, we're going to get a little mix, and we're going to see how that all plays out. First, we know Asajj Ventress is alive and well. So I think for this being the third installment of the Nika Futterman special here, I think this is going to play out very well. For me, I'm a huge Quinlan Vos fan, so him getting that justice and bringing his character more to light. I mean, he's been name dropped in Revenge of the Sith, he's been name dropped in Kenobi. This book here was supposed to be an 8-episode arc in the Clone Wars, but it was scrapped. And I remember being young on the internet, looking up different fan films, fan scripts, and a lot of them mentioning Quinlan Vos. And this is, right around the times of Revenge of the Sith. So about 2006, 2007, I'm reading a lot of these stories, and that's what kind of drew me to Quinlan Vos. I remember my dad always saying he was such a cool character. So I mean, here we are now in 2025, and we're finally starting to get a little bit more remnants about him. And I feel like Quinlan Vos is a lot more important than we actually think. I know some fans who are not too big on Quinlan Vos just because he's turned to the dark side a couple of times, pretty easily I will say, but he's always found himself to come back to the light. And I feel like in a sense it's kind of like Mace Windu, to where he can tap into the dark side and use it to his advantage. But Quinlan Vos is such a maverick, as he's always described within the Jedi Order, and he was always the one to be sent out to do underworld missions and to kind of do some of the Jedi's lazy work. So with him not being at the Jedi Temple a lot, this kind of makes sense for this character, for some not to like him. He's not your traditional Jedi. But at the same time, I think that's really cool how he's a part of the Jedi Order, and he's not there all the time. He's not present. He's not a Plo Koon or a Ki-Adi-Mundi. And I mean, at the beginning of the book, you get a lot of praise from Yoda talking about Quinlan Vos. I mean, he thinks Quinlan Vos is one of the better chances of them getting to Count Dooku during the Clone Wars. And of course, that was one of the main goals. So I mean, you gotta give Quinlan his flowers at the end of the day. But for me, I'm just really glad that he is finally coming back. And I mean, in less than 2 weeks, we're gonna see him in Tales of the Underworld. And of course, this links up multiple stories. I mean, this can mention some things in Rebels. This, of course, is linking shows like the Clone Wars, maybe the Bad Batch, ultimately leading up to the Kenobi series. And also, we're getting more Quinlan, yet more Asajj Ventress. And I mean, dark side or light side Asajj Ventress is always a win. So, I mean, Tales of the Underworld is going to be great. Alongside Cad Bane's story, that's going to be really good as well. And Cad Bane ties into Quinlan Vos. The episode with Zero the Hutt, Quinlan Vos and Obi-Wan are out to find him, and who else is trying to find him as well? Cad Bane. So those two have history, and it ties in with Asajj Ventress. And although Cad Bane's story and Asajj Ventress' story in Tales of the Underworld are two completely different timelines and stories in itself, I still think that's a good little connection between the characters. So, I mean, with that being said, guys, what do you think? What would you expect from The Path, Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress series, them getting their own series? I think it would be absolutely beautiful. Me as a Star Wars fan, I've been calling this for years, and I think it is finally time that it can come true. So especially with Star Wars Celebration ending, I really do think that at the end of Tales of the Underworld, we're going to see in the post credits of The Path. I think that's going to be announced on May 4th, and we're going to get some trailers, maybe some sneak peeks. I think that would be a really cool thing. Kind of like The Mandalorian. At the end of season 2, we did see that the Book of Boba Fett's was in the end credits. I think they're going to do that same thing here with Star Wars The Hidden Path. So, like I said, this would be amazing for me. It would just be complete fan service, but at the same time, I think for a wide range of Star Wars fans who not only like Quinlan and Asajj Ventress, this is a huge part of the story. We're going to see more of the Empire. We're going to see more of the Inquisitors. We may see some more Order 66 survivors because there are plenty out there. And of course, all the new characters that can be introduced, you know, those that are Force sensitive, their families. And we just get to see Quinlan and Asajj Ventress work together. But like I said, make sure you subscribe down below and drop some comments. Let me know what you would think of Tales of the Underworld going into The Hidden Path featuring Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress. Thank you guys for watching this video. Clan Brandalorian. I'm out.